Dr. Elena Kozlov pulled her thermal hood tighter as the Arctic wind howled across the tundra. The research station's meteorological equipment had picked up an anomalous energy signature, and as the only physicist present during this blizzard, she'd volunteered to investigate. Her colleagues thought she was crazy to venture out, but something about the readings felt significant. Her snowmobile's headlamp cut through the swirling white. The coordinates were just ahead, near the ridge overlooking the frozen lake. Elena checked her handheld scanner, its display confirming she was close. Then she saw it. A faint blue glow pulsing beneath the snow. "What the hell?" she whispered, her breath crystallizing instantly. The glow wasn't electrical or chemical in nature. It had a fluid, almost organic quality. Elena dismounted, trudging through knee-deep snow toward the light. The wind momentarily died down, and that's when she heard it, a sound halfway between a moan and a melodic hum. Someone or something was alive under that snow. Elena dropped to her knees, frantically digging with her gloved hands. The blue glow intensified as she cleared away more snow, revealing something smooth and metallic, not ice or rock, but a curved fragment of what appeared to be a vessel of some kind. She kept digging until her fingers touched something warm. A hand. A slender, six-fingered hand with iridescent blue skin. "Oh my God!" Elena gasped, digging faster now. She uncovered a face. Unmistakably feminine, but distinctly non-human. The woman's features were elegant and symmetrical, with a high forehead that swept into a delicate crest where hair would be on a human. Her skin was pale blue with faint, luminescent patterns that pulsed with her shallow breathing. Her eyes, when they flickered open for a moment, had no whites, just large violet irises. The alien woman was dressed in a torn bodysuit of some silvery material. Dark violet fluid, blood, seeped from a wound on her side. Protocol demanded Elena call this in immediately. Unknown organisms posed potential biological threats. The military would quarantine the area, and scientists in hazmat suits would take over. The alien would be dissected, studied. Elena knew what she had to do. "I'm going to help you," she said, not knowing if the alien could understand. "Stay with me." She wrapped the alien in her emergency thermal blanket and carefully lifted her. The woman was lighter than expected, despite being nearly as tall as Elena. She secured her on the snowmobile and mounted behind her, holding her steady for the rough ride back. The research station would have cameras, security, too many witnesses. Instead, Elena headed for her personal cabin, a small refuge she'd built 2 kilometers from the main facility. As a senior researcher, she had the privilege of private quarters, and right now, that privacy might save this alien woman's life. Inside the cabin, Elena gently laid the blue-skinned woman on her bed. Up close, in the warm light, the alien was breathtakingly beautiful, otherworldly yet somehow familiar in her expressions of pain. Elena's medical training was limited to field first aid, but she cleaned and bandaged the wound, noting that the alien physiology, while different, shared enough similarities with human anatomy that she could help. The alien's eyes fluttered open, those violet orbs focusing on Elena. Her 6-fingered hand reached up weakly to touch Elena's face. "Rest," Elena said softly. "You're safe now." The alien spoke, a cascade of musical sounds that Elena couldn't understand. But the gratitude in her eyes needed no translation. As the blizzard raged outside, Elena sat by the alien's bedside, monitoring her breathing. She'd just broken every protocol in the book and potentially endangered humanity by bringing an unknown life form into her home. Yet looking at the peaceful face of the sleeping alien, Elena couldn't bring herself to regret it. Something profound had happened on that snowy ridge, something that felt like destiny. 3 days passed since Elena had brought the alien woman to her cabin. The blizzard had finally subsided, leaving the world outside buried under pristine white drifts. Elena had called in sick to the research station, buying them precious time. The alien's wound was healing at an astonishing rate. The violet blood had stopped flowing by the first morning, and by the second day, new tissue had begun to form. Elena documented everything in a private journal, her scientific curiosity warring with her growing personal connection to her otherworldly guest. It was on the morning of the 4th day that the alien fully awakened. Elena was preparing coffee when she heard a soft melody from the bedroom, the same musical humming she'd heard in the snow. She rushed to find the alien woman sitting up, her violet eyes taking in the cabin with intelligent curiosity. "Hello," Elena said softly, approaching slowly. How are you feeling? The alien woman tilted her head, studying Elena. Then she placed a six-fingered hand over her chest. Talia, she said, her voice like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Talia, Elena repeated, smiling. Is that your name? She pointed to herself. Elena. Elena, Talia echoed perfectly. She gestured to her bandaged side and then to Elena, making a flowing motion with her hands. Elena, help Talia. You can speak my language? Elena asked, astonished. Talia tapped her temple. Learning. Quick. She pointed to the books on Elena's shelf, then to the television, and finally to Elena herself. Words. Many words. Elena sat on the edge of the bed, fascinated. You've been learning from my books? While you were healing? Yes. Talia's vocabulary seemed to expand with each exchange. My people. Absorb language. Through air, through touch. She reached out hesitantly, her fingers hovering near Elena's temple. May I? Elena nodded, and Talia's cool fingertips brushed against her skin. A tingling sensation spread from the contact point, neither unpleasant nor invasive, but intimate in a way Elena had never experienced. When Talia withdrew her hand, her speech was noticeably more fluid. Your mind has beautiful patterns, Elena Kozlov. Thank you for saving my life. How do you know my last name? It was in your thoughts, near the surface. Talia looked apologetic. I only took language, nothing private. Elena should have been frightened, but instead found herself intrigued. What are you? Where did you come from? Talia moved to the window, gazing at the snow-covered landscape. I am a scout from a world called Lysithea. We are explorers, seekers of new habitable worlds. She turned back to Elena. My vessel malfunctioned entering your atmosphere. I was meant to observe only, not to make contact. Are there others like you here? No. Just me. A sadness passed over Talia's features. My distress signal may not have reached my people. I may be stranded. Elena moved beside her at the window. I won't let anything happen to you. Their eyes met, and something electric passed between them. Talia's luminescent patterns briefly pulsed brighter. Your kindness is unexpected, Talia said. Our study suggested humans would fear difference. Some would, Elena admitted. That's why we need to keep you hidden, at least for now. Throughout the day, Elena showed Talia how to use basic human objects, the shower, cooking utensils, clothing. Talia was a quick study, graceful despite her unfamiliarity. Elena lent her a sweater and pants that hung loosely on Talia's slender frame. That evening, they sat before the fireplace, sharing a meal. Talia explained her mission, to find worlds where her people might establish peaceful contact. Her civilization was ancient, advanced, but dwindling, seeking connection with compatible species. And are we compatible? Elena asked, not entirely sure what she meant by the question. Talia smiled, her luminescent patterns shimmering subtly beneath her blue skin. More than I expected. Your mind has complexity, depth. Your heart has warmth. Their hands rested on the table, inches apart. Slowly, deliberately, Talia extended her 6 fingers until they interlaced with Elena's 5. The contact sent a pleasant warmth spreading up Elena's arm. I've never met anyone like you, Elena whispered. Nor I you, Talia replied. Outside, the northern lights began to dance across the sky, green and blue waves rippling through the darkness. But inside the cabin, a different kind of connection was forming, one that would soon be tested by forces neither of them could control. Elena's superior at the research station, Director Harlow, was growing suspicious. After a week of her supposed illness, he had video called to check on her, eyes narrowing at the hastily arranged background of her call. The energy anomaly site has been quarantined, he informed her. Military personnel arrived yesterday. They're very interested in your initial report. After ending the call, Elena rushed to pack essentials. They know something crashed. It's only a matter of time before they track the trajectory to this area. Talia helped gather supplies, her movements now fluid and confident. In just a week, she had mastered human language and mannerisms, though her luminescent skin patterns still pulsed with her emotions, currently a rapid, anxious rhythm. I have a hunting cabin, Elena explained. Deep in the mountains. My grandfather built it. It's not on any official records. They left at dusk, taking Elena's old truck through snow-covered forest roads. The vehicle struggled up the winding mountain path until finally, they reached a small wooden structure nestled between ancient pines. It's not much, Elena apologized as they entered the rustic cabin, but we'll be safe here. Talia touched the rough-hewn walls. It has character, like something from your human stories. They settled in as night fell, lighting the wood stove and unpacking their supplies. The cabin was essentially one room with a small bathroom addition. A single bed occupied one corner. "I'll sleep on the floor," Elena offered. Talia's patterns rippled in what Elena now recognized as amusement. Your customs of separate sleeping are curious. On Lysithea, sharing warmth is practical, not intimate. "It's different here," Elena said, feeling heat rise to her cheeks. That night, huddled under blankets on the floor while Talia took the bed, Elena found herself unable to sleep. Not from discomfort, but from awareness of Talia's gentle breathing, of the faint blue glow emanating from her skin, visible even through the blankets. 3 days into their mountain hideaway, a snowstorm trapped them completely. The cabin creaked and groaned under assault from howling winds. They spent hours talking, Elena sharing Earth's history and culture, Talia describing the crystal cities of Lysithea and its 3 moons. On the 4th night, as they huddled by the stove for warmth, Talia asked, "Why did you risk everything to save me?" Elena stared into the flames. "I've spent my life studying the stars, wondering if we're alone. When I found you, I couldn't bear the thought of that wonder dying in the snow." "Your people would call that irrational," Talia observed. "Maybe, but being human isn't always about rationality." Talia's fingers found Elena's in the firelight. "Show me what it means to be human." The touch evolved into an embrace. Elena felt the coolness of Talia's skin warming against her own, the subtle vibration of energy beneath the surface. Talia's luminescent patterns intensified, casting an ethereal blue glow over them both. "Your patterns," Elena whispered. "They're beautiful. They respond to emotion," Talia explained softly. "They've never been this bright before." Their lips met hesitantly at first, then with growing certainty. The sensation was electric, literally, as Elena felt a gentle current pass between them, sending sparks of pleasure along her nerves. Talia's natural bioluminescence pulsed with each touch, each kiss. Later, lying together on the narrow bed, their bodies intertwined, Elena traced the patterns on Talia's shoulder. "What happens now?" Talia's expression grew somber. "My people will be searching. And your military is also looking. We could run further," Elena suggested. "Find somewhere remote." "They would still find us eventually." Talia's patterns dimmed. "Both are kinds." Elena propped herself up. "Then we make them understand. Show them what's possible between different worlds." Talia's violet eyes searched Elena's face. "You are either very brave or very foolish. Perhaps both." "It's called being in love," Elena said, surprising herself with the admission. Talia's patterns flushed brilliant blue. "Is that what this is? This feeling like stars colliding?" Elena nodded, words failing her. Outside, the storm had passed, leaving the world pristine and silent. But in the distance, the faint sound of helicopter rotors shattered the peace. "They're coming," Elena whispered, tightening her arms around Talia. "Yes," Talia agreed, her gaze turning skyward. "All of them."